Hey guys, I am here on Facebook. I just wanted to give a quick tutorial since I'm about ready to do this myself. I'm talking about cleaning your makeup brushes and your makeup tools, sponges, the proper way to clean them to hold up the integrity of the brushes, and also why we really need to clean them and keep them clean. So I'll wait for a few of you to join me. I hope everybody's Sunday's going great. Here I am in my bathroom. Hi Tammy, nice you can make it. And hey Caleb, how's it going? Holy cow, I haven't seen you in forever. So good to see you. So welcome to my bathroom. It's Sunday evening and I thought I'd give a quick tutorial on how to take proper care of your makeup applicators and why it's super important. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm so excited you're here with me. This is going to be a really good tutorial. So I'll start off with kind of telling you the why. So it's super important that we are keeping our tools clean, and the reason being is bacteria lives on these things, and so when you're putting your makeup onto your face and then back to your brush, then back to your face, you're spreading around bacteria. So if you feel like you're having a breakout and you don't normally, or if you feel like sometimes you can even feel the brushes themselves get really irritative to the touch of the skin, that's going to be a good indicator it is time to clean. My recommendation is I typically clean my brushes once a week. If I can't do that, then I really try to do at least a couple of times a month. I mean, hey, we're all busy, but these are important reasons why if you feel like your skin is acting up, or if you feel like your makeup is not going on as well, time to clean those brushes. So, and same thing with the sponges. These just, they need to be washed. So that's why we need to do it. Also, the integrity of the brushes. Now, I don't spend a ton of money on my makeup brushes, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like my money is better spent on actual skincare. But there are those brushes, and there are people out there who swear by certain types of brushes, and they can be an investment. So if you're buying a $40 makeup brush, you're gonna wanna make sure that you keep the integrity of this brush intact, which means you do need to be regularly cleaning the brushes in order to keep the bristles in good form, because what happens is the makeup buildup starts to tear down the bristles. So there's kind of the why, and we're gonna move into the how. So some of you may have seen these. They're called brush eggs. This one came free with a brush set I bought, and I tried it and I don't really like it. I've gone back to my old-fashioned free using my hand, and I'm going to show you that in here in a second. So if this works for you, great. It just wasn't really a awesome thing for me. All right, so let's talk about what you're going to need. You are going to need a shampoo. I like shampoo. You can use a really gentle cleansing hand soap if you'd like. I like using shampoo because I like the way it smells, and I prefer using shampoo. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. So happy you could join me. So you're gonna need some shampoo for the brushes, and then I have discovered by accident, or maybe some of you guys have already been doing this with your sponge applicators, but a bar of soap. So here's the shampoo that I'm using. I just used what was in my shower, Biolage. I didn't realize I haven't moved my camera yet so you could see what I was pointing to. And then the bar soap, I just got this Dove bar soap, like 80 cents at Walmart, I think. And this has been an awesome trick to really I always had a problem before with not getting the sponge completely clean, and it's still having like a residue and a stain, and I could not figure out how to get it off. And so I finally, one day I just thought, well, I haven't tried this yet, and I'm gonna show you how well it works. So those are the two forms of cleaning agents that I use. And then you'll also need a towel, a clean towel to kind of prepare. Hey Danielle, so good to see you. So what you need to do with this towel, so now we're gonna talk prep to get yourself all ready. So I'm gonna scoot this back and kind of show you my little setup here. And you know guys, I am not a professional camera woman. I'm not even a professional videographer. Let's see, how do I zoom out? I'm not a professional at this part of it, so we're gonna do our best. So hopefully you can see kind of what I'm setting up here. So what we wanna do when we first start is get our ready for when the brushes are clean and where they're gonna go. So I take my clean towel and I kind of do like a little roll. And the reason you do this is, well, let me back up. So some people think that they should just submerge their brushes all the way in water. You do not want to do that, because if you do that, the water goes down inside the barrel and it begins to break up the glue. And again, if you're buying a $2 brush, you might not care. But if you're buying a $40 brush, you're really going to want to make sure that this brush stays in the best shape it can. So with that being said, when we lay out our brushes to dry, you're going to want to dry them this way, if you guys can see that, so that any water is going to be going down on a downward slope. So that's why we want to dry them that way. And I've also heard and seen people just submerge all their brushes together in the sink or in some sort of container. We don't want to do that. It needs to be a hand washed one by one type thing. And I know that can be kind of time consuming. And you know what? I don't use all these brushes all the time at the same time. But they do definitely need to be cleaned. And I do have brushes like this one that I do use almost every day. And that's another reason why I think people don't do what they need to do once a week, because it can be time consuming. However, like I said, if we want to have fresh skin, if we want our makeup to go on well, and if we want to have a really great application on our makeup, then we're going to need to do that step. There we go. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to try my best here, guys, to video. All right. So what we want to start off by doing, and I'll start off by just showing you a couple of brushes, and then of course you don't have to watch me clean all of my brushes, but I am going to show you the gist of it. So what I do is I start off with just a little dab will do, because you have to do this individually, remember. So a little dab will do on your finger of your shampoo or soap, whatever you're using. Okay? Then you kind of get it a little bit soapy. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the brush and kind of get it a little bit wet. And then you're just going to make a circular motion on your hands like that. And you'll start to see all the makeup come out. And I don't know if you can't really see that up close, and this actually isn't a brush that I use all the time. But you just kind of want to do that. Oh, there we go. Now you can really see it coming out. And then you'll just want to swirl it around really gently until the water runs clear. And then what you do is you start on the palm. That's the step I forgot to tell you guys. Start on the palm and then work your way down. And then once you feel like the brush is completely clean and the water's running clear, you just want to kind of gently squeeze the ends out. So just gently squeeze. And then that's when you'll go ahead and move on over to your towel that you have set up, if I can find it. There it is. And then you're going to go ahead and just lay it to dry like that. Oh, where'd it go? Sorry, guys. So where the roll is kind of propping it up, so that any water that may be down in there as it dries will go ahead and run on out. So that's kind of the gist of that. That's kind of how we want to start with brushing those. Now let me find one this brush I use every day, and it's a foundation brush, so there should be a lot of good stuff on there so that you can really see. So again, I'm just going to put a little bit in my palm. And if you're using an expensive, like you know, my Biolage shampoo is kind of a more expensive product, you really don't need a lot per brush. Just a tiny, I think I've got about a dime size that kind of expanded out, but it was about a dime size. And then again, you want to kind of just run it under the water, get your brush kind of ready to go. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Nope, can't zoom in. And then starting at the palm, just circular motions. And this one you can really see all that makeup. All that makeup is just really starting to wear out. But yet you're just doing circular motions. where you're still keeping the bristles, you're still keeping the integrity of the bristles. And then you'll just want to kind of do that and run it down your fingers. And the fingers kind of act as a raking. Oh, there you go. Now you can see that stuff, that goo, all that makeup coming out. So the fingers kind of act as a rake, which is going to kind of be like this stuff here on your little brush aid. And if that works for you, awesome. Like I said, I didn't really care for it, so I just kind of went back to my old standby. This is like the cheapest and easiest way. And once you get the hang of it, it goes really fast. But it is super important that you are doing this. This is a super important step for skincare and for the integrity of your skin and the integrity of your brushes. And then once you feel like the water is running clear, then you can go ahead and start squeezing the excess water out. And I will say some of my brushes require more than one soap application. Like this one definitely is going to require more than one. But because I don't want this video to go on forever and ever and ever, because I know you guys all have stuff you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the makeup sponge. Now let me tell you, when you see this, you are going to freak out because I've not found a technique that cleans the sponges as good as this technique does. So let me show you. Now what we do with this, with the sponge, what I have found and what I think is happening here is when you do this technique, so I've got my bar of soap and I turn it upside down to where it's got the curvature, okay, the curvature piece. Now, what I think is happening is it's going in deeper into the sponge and almost cleaning from the inside out when you do the motion. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to submerge your sponge in water. So really submerge that sponge in water to where it gets really, where it expands. Hey Macy, hey Rochelle, so good to see you guys. So once you've gotten that sponge wet, wring it out. Now look at that. That is just nasty, because I'm not going to even lie. It's been more like 2.5 to 3 weeks since I've cleaned this thing, okay? So I'm not even going to lie. It's disgusting. You get your soap a little bit wet, and then watch what happens. You start kind of putting some pressure, almost like you're cleaning the bar of soap with the sponge. And you just start kind of putting that pressure and flipping it on all sides. And I think the motion of the back and forth with the pressure and that soap really getting on the inside, almost cleaning it from the inside out, is what really does the trick on this thing. Now this one was so dirty it might take 2 times. So then when you really start to see it kind of come off, then you rinse it off, and look at that. And the reason that I always got frustrated with the sponges is they never seem to get fully clean. It always felt like they were still stained with product. But this technique has really helped. And again, so you can see with that first application, there's still some makeup on here. It's not perfectly clean, but wow, already. Now, like I said, it's been a while since I cleaned this one, so I'm gonna give it another go. Because on some of my other sponges, it would take all the staining, like completely wash it away. So we're going to try it one more time, but even at that, compared to what it was, is so much better. So again, the sponge is completely wet and has expanded. I'm going to go ahead and rinse off my soap. Now this bar of soap, I've obviously designated for just my sponge cleaning. So it's got its own little, I have one of those little plastic soap holders like for travel, and this stays underneath my sink with all my other cleaning supplies, and so this soap is strictly for my sponges. So we are going to go ahead and go back in there for another go and see if I can't get all of that staining off. And I just kind of am flipping it from side to side, and so you can see more of it's coming off on the bar of soap. And then I just kind of really work it in. So this by far is the best way that I have found to get the sponges clean. I used to just use the shampoo and put a little, and do it exactly the way I did with my facial brushes, my makeup brushes. But this way I feel like it has just done such an incredible job with getting it really clean. So I'm just gonna, and you can't see my sink that well, but there is a lot of makeup flying out of this sponge. Okay. So let's see. And again, you kind of have to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze until all that soap comes out, because you really are, when you are rubbing hard like that up against the bar of soap, I think it's really, really penetrating into the core of the sponge. So it does take a few times to really squeeze that excess soap out. And I'm really sorry, guys, if you've been asking questions. My camera's kind of zoomed out, so I can't really see, but I'll try to go and look. So see, here we go. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like it's almost brand new. This is not makeup, that is water. That's just some water that probably needs to be squeezed out. But look at that. It is perfectly clean. Such a cool thing. Okay, so just to recap, I kind of was talking about, whoopsie, sorry guys, like I said, I'm not a professional at this. So just to recap, if you're just joining us, we were talking about why you need to clean your brushes on a regular basis and how. So any of your makeup brushes, you're going to want to clean at least once a week, a deep clean. And I like to use my shampoo because I prefer shampoo over hand soap, but you can use hand soap if you'd like. And we kind of went over the technique where a little dab will do, and you just kind of put it on the palm of your hand and you do circular motions until you start to see that buildup come off, and then you go ahead and bring it down to your fingers, and your fingers almost act as a rake to really deep clean those brushes. And then you want to just let the water rinse all that out until it runs clear, and then pinch off the excess. And then you're going to want to let it dry on a towel that is set up like so, with the ends folded, the end folded here, and the tip of the brush on that end, so that any water that may have gotten inside here will drain outward, because if water gets in there, in the base, in the drum here, then that will cause breakup of the glue, and it's not good for your brush. And I kind of was telling our viewers that for someone like me who doesn't invest a whole lot of money in their brush, no big deal. But if you are someone who invests quite a bit of money in your brushes, you're going to want to take care of them properly so they don't break down faster. And then we went over how to get a sponge that was disgusting completely clean. And that was just by using a bar of soap. I'm using the Dove Go Fresh Beauty Bar. And by using the curvature of the soap, the bottom part, and just really using some pressure to scrub on that, and then rinsing it out, has really done a great job on my sponges. So I just kind of want to share that with you guys, since that was kind of on my agenda for this evening, was to actually clean my brushes. I thought, hey, maybe other people would like to know how to take proper care of their brushes. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did enjoy that, put a comment in the comment screen, or put a thumbs up. Just let me know if you guys are enjoying these kind of tutorial type things. And I'm really looking forward to some content coming up, and I'm actually in the process of setting up a YouTube channel, because I'd like to put together a community where everybody can kind of put in their input and share what works for them, what doesn't work for them, and also, just things I've learned along the way. either through other people or by accident or by trial and error or through my kids even. So I plan to have a lot of content that really revolves around, you know, not just beauty and health and things like that, but also finances, parenting, all that kind of stuff. Things that I think that as we kind of build this community, it would be great to hear from each other and each other's experiences and how they did this and how they got through that and what's their trick for this and how did they get there and things like that. And there's so many of you out there that have done some really awesome things, and people want to hear about it. And so I would love to have a community where we can all kind of share with each other what works for us, what didn't work for us. Let me save you that, you know, $50 because here's a $20 way to do it type stuff. So that's kind of what I look forward to doing. And if there are any specific things that you'd like me to kind of go over, whether it be hair, skin, nails, whatever, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and then that would also help me with kind of my decisions on content. So what I do have coming up next though, and what I would like to talk about next is, you know, the holidays are coming up, like what, in a month or two? So what can we do now to prepare for the holidays so we're not stressed out? I've got some really great DIY type projects that my sister, Jessica Fowler Guerrero, the doTERRA essential oils queen. I've got some really cool DIY projects that we are gonna do and share with you for those little gifts that pop up, like, oh, I got invited to this party last minute, or oh, someone's coming over with a gift for me. I need something right now to give to them. These things will also make great teacher gifts. So we are gonna put together that content video and share it with you. That's coming up real soon. And also just ways that I have found for myself and my family that are easier to really prepare for the holidays. You know, as far as meal planning, budgeting. Budgeting is a huge one. As your family grows, so does your budget, right? And so just kind of ways that have helped us to prepare for the holidays, to really make sure that we can have a carefree, fun time of year, because we love to give gifts and we love to be with family and we love to share in the holiday spirit. But also we don't want to freak out and put tons of money on our credit card. So just ways that we have really helped us to accomplish that. So hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye.